coin enthusiasts out there? It is I, Dax Collects, and welcome to part 2 for this personal collection of coins. So in our first part, we went through all these Ziploc bags here that had a bunch of silver in them. I put a total value post-it note in each one of them for my buddy's father so he can check to see what they're worth for each Ziploc bag. So we went through those last time. Now it's part 2. So we're going to check this bowl and these collection books right here, right now. So let's get started with this. Interesting little piece of history here. You can pause the video if you want to read it. But here we have a 1964 Lincoln penny and a 1964 90% silver Kennedy half dollar. A $12 piece right here. And this one is only just a penny. It is minted in copper, so it's about 3 cents for that coin. And here's the reverses for each of them. So this here alone has $12.24 of coins inside. $12.21 for this guy, and about 3 cents for this guy. Now let's take a look at this one. So we have 56 wheat pennies in here. See if we have any semi-key date or key date wheats. Oh man, that's a lot of them. Let's go through them quick. Got a 1939S. Nothing too crazy there. This here's a steel penny. 1943 Philadelphia. Not in the best shape. Still really awesome to see. What do we have here? 1952D. Pretty common. Let's keep it going. 1948D. 72. That's a Lincoln Memorial. Looks like we have another steel penny here. Indeed. I see a bunch of steel pennies. Unfortunately, they're not going to be worth anything too crazy unless they're in uncirculated condition. 43D steel penny. Another steel. Holy moly. What do you have here? 1942. Pretty common wheat penny as well. 45. Yeah, I typically find most of these in circulation. 53 Denver. It's always good to keep wheat pennies around since they are composed of 95% copper. 42. This is a very worn down wheat penny. 1923. That's the oldest wheat penny I've seen so far. Another common. Oh, here's one. 1928 Denver. That one's not too shabby. And we got a wheat penny with a hole for like a necklace of sorts. 1937. Fairly common. What's this one? 1918. 1920S. That's not a bad coin. Okay, so from the whole set of pennies, there's a total value of, I'd put the steel pennies at about 10 cents each for $2.40. So 24 steel pennies. And 34 copper pennies for 95 cents. I put the steel pennies a little bit high just because it's one that's typically not easy to find nowadays. It's a pretty good price for that. So there's that. And there's plenty more. We have rolls of coins here. So the pennies. What we got for For the year in mint, 1953S. And then we have 1951 for the nickels. If there were full rolls of 1950 Denver, that would have been absolutely amazing. And then 1962 nickels. So nothing too crazy. Let me just see if one end is uncirculated. Yeah, just a bit brown. Okay, not really uncirculated, but I assume these are all copper pennies. And unless these are uncirculated, these 1951 nickels aren't going to be worth too much. Probably their face value of 5 cents each. So a $2 roll here, and this 1962 roll of nickels is probably just $2 of nickels here. And then we have some silver and some Wheaties. 1961. Seeing a bunch of 60s. Nothing from 32 or 38 that I can see. Or 40. I see a 43. We have a Benjamin Franklin. 62, 61. I see another 43. And included with the silver quarters, I see a Mercury dime. And I see a Roosevelt dime. I believe this is just a clad one, though. Yep, this one's just a regular clad dime. But look at this beautiful Merc dime. 1942. San Francisco. It's not a highly valuable coin by any means, but still a beautiful piece. It doesn't have the full bands. For those of you that don't know, I'll zoom in for you. So when you're looking for full bands, you got to look at the middle band, the lower band, and the top band. If you see a line in the middle of those bands, like very clearly, then you have full bands. But since they're worn off, they're not full bands. And then I see some more Wheaties. Let's take a look at some of these. I want to say this is a 1919S. Okay. What else we got in here? A 1920S. Not in the worst condition. Do we have any VDBs? Another 1919S. And another one. I see an Indian head. 1906. Pretty dirty. But yeah, that's cool. Very cool to see an Indian head penny. 1929S. So once again, not insanely valuable pennies, but the silver, absolutely. So out of the bowl, we have $15.06 total for the value. Whoa, 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 whoa. What? That might just be the face value of these coins, but it's most certainly not the total value. I don't know where I came up with that number. I apologize. The actual total value for the bowl of coins is $164.06. Back to the video. All right, and that's everything from the bowl. Now it's time for the collection books. List inside. So these are the H.E. Harrison Company collection books. Let's go ahead and open this up and let's see what we got. Oh my goodness. Are you kidding me right now? There is no way. I'm absolutely stunned that this collection book has a 1916 Philadelphia and Denver in it. That is absolutely incredible. We have 1917 Philadelphia, Denver on obverse, reverse, and San Francisco on the obverse and the reverse. The collection of 1918s. Now, if we find a 1921 in here, I can't even begin to tell you how much money that's worth because it's a lot. I would be very surprised. Looks like he has the entire set of 1919s, entire set of 1920s, and as I figured, I mean, look at this. Very low mintages for the 1921 Philadelphia and Denver. But the fact that there's a 1921 S here is absolutely phenomenal. Get this. According to the Red Book, a Mint State 63 for a 1921 S goes for $32,000. I'm going to say that this coin here is probably in the poor 1 to G4 range. 23S, 27S, 28S. And then this page is completely filled here. 29 D and S, 33S, 34P D and S, 35P D and S, 36P D and S. And they left a little note here. These, I assume, is what they would grade these coins. These are kind of accurate, I'm not going to lie. Because I think 1916 would be G grade, so good. 1960D would definitely be in the G grade. This is going to take me a while to get an estimate for this collection book. But holy moly, just take a look at all these coins. Literally almost an entire set. Only missing 3 from the entire series. And it is the tougher ones, of course. Very impressed. And now let's take a look at the Mercury Dime collection. Oh, man. Imagine having a 1916D. Look at the value of this coin. Just in a G4, it's $1,000. The fact that I see a 1921 in this collection book is mind-boggling. Wow. So most of these coins are going to be worth about $2.40 each, but depending on their condition, could be worth more. I'm seeing a bunch of worn Mercs, though. So nothing crazy. The 1920S, though, let me take this out of the collection book for a sec. Definitely in line with fine 12 condition for the obverse. And even the reverse. Not too shabby. Let's see what else we got. 23, 23S. I'll check the next page. 25, 26S. Look at that. Probably fine 12 condition. About $26. Do we have any beautiful examples? Not that I can see. I'm so impressed. Now that's a nice example right there. Holy moly, that is a beautiful Merc dime. That 1944 is a beauty. Now, if you find a 1942 over 41, that is a very, very valuable variety. It's only for the 1942 P and D. Only missing two of them, the 1916D and the 1921D. Both extremely tough coins. All listed at about $3.50 each. But I'll just stick with the $2.44 for each since that's what their silver value is. And then some estimates for some of the Mercury dimes. I'll have to do some more research on these. But that's the Mercury dime collection. Unreal. John F. Kennedy half dollar collection. So these aren't going to be too crazy. So I do see that almost all the silver's filled in, just missing the 1964, 1970 Denver, and also the 1969 Denver. So just a few silvers that are missing here, but these five here, very nice to see. So $12 here, and then $5, $5, $5, $5. So $32 in silver here. Plus a few clad halves, which is fun, but just worth their face value of 50 cents. Not bad. And you have the Washington quarters from 1988 to 1998. So nothing too crazy for these coins. Just your standard clad quarters. So all these are worth 25 cents each. Next, we have the State Collection, Volume 2. Nice uncirculated examples. Still missing quite a few for this book. Again, worth about 25 cents each. And then we have the Jefferson Nichols collection book. These are old Whitman collection books. And look at that. Completed set. But is there a 1950 Denver in here? There is. That is a key date Jefferson. And I didn't see this before, but 1939D. Let's see. Yeah. It's a 39 Denver. Incredible. That is also a key date Jefferson. So it looks like it's a completed set of Jefferson nickels here with varying conditions. All these silver war nickels here are composed of 35% silver. They're worth about $1.90 each. So we'll add that in, as well as these Jefferson nickels. Most of them are 5 cents. Awesome, awesome, awesome. And we have another one. And this one just has some of the circulated nickels as well as the war nickels. Again, another complete set of war nickels. That's fantastic. Very nice. Very nice. Now, I've never seen this collection book before. Lincoln Wheat Ear Cent Collection. Here's the collection. Not in the best condition for any of these. Still a nice collection to have. The only one that stands out is this 1958 Philadelphia that is brilliant uncirculated. That's a beauty. Let's take it out of here real quick and take a look at the reverse as well. Here's the obverse. And here's the reverse. Yep, both sides of the coin are uncirculated. Most of these are worth about 3 cents because of their copper, besides the steel pennies. Nothing too crazy there. Ooh, now we have the Roosevelt dimes. We're going to see some silver in here. Very nice collection. Missing a few of them, I see. And then the last page is just clad, so those you can find in circulation very, very easily. Very nice collection of silver. Well done. Collection book number 2. So these are, again, not very sought after. They're pretty common coins. It does depend on their condition, but if you were to send it to a grading company, it's probably not the best idea. Most times you'll break even with these coins. You won't actually make money off of them. So 5 cents each for that one too. And then the Lincoln head cent. 1941. And here's the collection. So it looks just like my collection book for its orientation. I see a beautiful 57 Denver. Not so much for the other wheats. Nothing uncirculated that I see. This 1960 D, though, is a beautiful toner. But just to show you guys what he has in his collection. Some gorgeous pennies in there. Now I had to add these coins up to give a final count for the collection books and the bowl that we went through. Then we'll conclude part 2. So I will be right back once I have completely calculated the total value for all these collection books and everything from this bowl here. I will be right back. Okay. I am finally back after 1 hour of researching the prices for these coins. So, I have all of the collection books here with their total values. And this is an estimate. It's not an exact number. It's my own appraisal. So, the Walking Liberty half dollars makes up the bulk of part 2 for a total value of $431.43. Then we have the Merc Dime collection book with a total value of $225.89. And then we get to the smaller ones here. This one just has the clad quarters, and this one as well. This one had war nickels inside, and this one also had war nickels inside. This one had a significantly high value of $111.73. And then $1.20 and $1.62. And this one for $2.65. So that's all taken care of. And we also have all of the coins from this bowl here, all with their values. And I also added the coin rolls up. So we have 1224 here, 335 here. And then for all this stuff in the bowl, it is 143.21 plus $4. And the copper pennies here, I calculated all the copper. So about $1.26. It says there's 5 short, so I subtracted 5 off of that. And it brings us a total of $1,037.29. So we'll add that number to part 1 for a grand total of $3,520.16. Unbelievable. This was also included in the bowl as well, which we counted in part 1. So just this half is already $3,500. We haven't even gone through the dollar bills yet. Everything here in the coin holders. This, I can't believe it's not butter container. and then these medicine bottles. So we are definitely going to find more than $5,000 of coins in this box. All right. We're going to take a day break from this. We'll come back to it tomorrow. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. And with that, I will see you guys in part 3. And now it is time to sign off. So thank you guys for tuning in. This has been Dax Collects. And I'll catch you guys on the flip. Good luck hunting, everyone. And have a good one. Thank you guys so much for watching my video. If you want to check out another video, click on the bottom left corner. See you guys next time.